Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 719. Before getting into this reading, chances are that most of the people watching this video are not subscribed, so if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work and would like to help support the growth of my channel, feel free to do so by sticking around, hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. My current goal is 500 subscribers so I can have access to offering channel memberships, so if you do decide to subscribe and support me, thank you very much. For some reason I wanted to go ahead and jump into the cards, but you know, that's not usually how things work here. Usually I talk about the number first, 719, and then want to jump to the card. This makes me think that for somebody in particular, like, it's funny because the deck that I have in my hand is the Magical Dogs Tarot. So this deck might be particularly significant for someone, or dog energy. If it doesn't resonate, don't worry about it. I'm gonna actually use these cards to look deeper into your current situation, so maybe there's something significant about what's going on for you right now. I mean, if you're spiritual, technically there's always something significant. You know, life in general, existence, light feels significant. So, starting with interpreting the number 719, the number 7 is about wisdom, learning, growing, spiritually awakening. There might be a distraction here for someone that you need to address. Maybe there's something significant here that you need to heal. I feel like there could be something significant here about using your voice, maybe your throat chakra, if you're into that sort of thing, or if you're even, you know, intuitively or spiritually curious about it. Maybe chakras are significant for somebody. The number 1 is about trusting yourself, and I want to mention that whenever, actually, this music hasn't been playing the whole time. I was going to say that whenever I was putting music on in this headphone, something to help me focus. I saw the number 111, which is a sign to trust yourself, and also a sign for me to trust myself. So I feel like someone is coming across this reading, or they feel called to it for a reason. I really encourage someone to stick around if you feel called to, because I do feel like there is something here that I have to offer you. The number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. This is about change, transformation, and feeling resurrection. I definitely feel that, you know, I've been connecting with a lot of people lately, and so, you know, things might show up in the reading that you recognize. Which I do feel you're being called to trust is coming through for a reason. I really feel here that I'm connecting with someone strongly. This box of cards that I have my water on, says, the unknown is beautiful, change is beautiful. It also says your fears aren't real, you're worth it, smooth sailing. If smooth sailing is not here yet, it's on the way if you keep moving forward, making the choice every day to love yourself in the way that you deserve and to believe in yourself and trust yourself, because that's trusting and believing in the universe. How you treat yourself is how you treat the universe, because you and the universe are one. I feel like the universe wants somebody to know that it can't always make your wishes come, certain wishes or desires come true. Probably your more instantly gratifying type desires. I do believe that the universe wants the best for all of us because it's always in a constant state of growth and change, but growth takes, before something can grow, something has to decay. Before you can build something, you have to take something apart. Before you can bring something new in your life, you have to let something go so you can make room. I feel like a mirror could be significant for someone looking at yourself in the mirror, or the spiritual concept of mirroring. Maybe there's a significant relationship that has, well, it feels like maybe a catalyst that's going to teach you a lot about your worth and what you have always deserved. You have always deserved to lead life with a sense of direction and purpose. I believe that 100%. Adding up these numbers, 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 9 is 17. A fly just landed on the window. That's significant for anybody. 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 9 is 17, 7 plus 8 is 1. Maybe the reading 718 could be significant for you. I feel for somebody here, readings are trailing here. There's a lot of messages coming through for somebody, it feels like it. If you feel called to, I do encourage you to look at the spiritual significance of a fly, because it was distracting me. And I do think, like, flies, I just encourage you to look up the meaning and follow what resonates for you. But the reason why I feel like your ancestors are involved is because I heard La Finestra, which means window in Italian. So maybe there's a significant window in someone's house, or it's more symbolic, a window, a portal, maybe seeing a way through, or seeing through something or someone. I just felt here, to see through other people, you first have to see through yourself. Because we are all really not as different as it may seem. And I'm thinking of the number 8 and that message of how connected we all are. We are really not all that different. It's like there's a foundation I believe that we all exist on, but it shows up differently. Whatever you're feeling called to let go, I really, really encourage you to keep doing that, to keep working on that. It's going to be different for everybody, but we're all headed in the same direction. Like, we have our own directions in our lives, but it's all headed towards the same purpose. For better or for worse. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to move on to this deck now, the Magical Dogs Tarot, to take a deeper look into your situation. For somebody watching this, I feel that the universe and your spirit guides and your ancestors really wanted me to dive a little deeper than I normally do. So this reading is probably going to be longer than usual. I'm just going to draw 3 of these cards. The number 3 could be significant for someone. I just realized, oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay. The number 3. That's about healing, growing, communicating, expressing yourself. That's what you need to be focused on, and you will be headed in the right direction. For your first card, I have the Tower. The Tower card has, I believe, the number 16 on it. I'll put this in the middle, actually. And next we have the High Priestess. These are really, really powerful energies for somebody. Makes a lot of sense why your ancestors wanted me to come through for you. So I just pulled a card reversed, but for some reason I felt called to turn it upright. I'll keep that in mind, but I'll keep it in reverse. I have the 3 of Pentacles. What did I say about the number 3, guys? The 3 of Pentacles. This has the number 2 on it. by the way. Maybe 712 could be significant for somebody. Did I already show you this? Yeah. You can always pause the video to look at them longer if you want. Or if you feel called to, I suppose. Okay, give me a second to reflect on this before I get into interpreting these cards. I feel there's something significant here about first impressions. I want to take that if it resonates. With the Tower here, it's especially with the High Priestess, someone is going through a lot of uncertainty. But your intuition is really trying to speak to you at this time. With the High Priestess, you may feel called to the moon or to see parts of yourself that you have not let yourself see in a long time. For one reason or another, it might be different for everybody. That's why it's important that you reflect and find the answers that you need. Okay, so I feel something coming through a little bit specific, that therapy is a luxury, not a necessity. Spiritual growth, where you have to pay for it, is a luxury. It's not a necessity. If someone is feeling particularly tight on finances, I know a lot of us are, I think the most valuable thing that you have right now is your intuition, your inner world, reflecting, allowing yourself to heal. I feel like this could be a real sense of direction for someone, to focus on healing and navigating the darkness and the uncertainty. I'm just now realizing that I've been feeling the moon energy this whole time, and like the moon from the card. The number 18 might be significant for somebody. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse, this represents a lack of collaboration, miscommunication, isolation. It feels like there's you and someone or something else that you were trying to work with, but it didn't work, and the foundation of it all, it wasn't stable, so it all kind of, to put it bluntly, fell apart. But remember that you have to allow things to fall apart to make room for things to grow. I feel like it's really important to focus on yourself, to focus on going through something that I like to call a spiritual detox, where you look at the darkness within you, your shadow, all these sides of yourself. Your intuition is really, really trying to lead you somewhere, guide you somewhere, especially during this time of, I want to say, like, a lot, if not immense, uncertainty. Listen to your anxiety and your fears if you need to, but don't let it consume you. Don't dwell on it. Listen to it to try to understand it. Are these fears trying to protect you, or are they trying to limit you? Are they real, or are they in your head? We have our own fears. We all can get in our head about things. It's just different for everybody. You know what I'm saying? The number 2 on the High Priestess really feels like you're being guided to a sense of balance, and is confirming for you to let something go inside and potentially out, to grow, to attract everything and everyone you have always deserved. Whoever needs to hear it, you are not alone. There are so many people who have walked in your shoes, spiritually at least, I can say. We're the same, but we're also different. And it creates a perfect balance, in my opinion at least. On the Tower, the number 16, 1 plus 6 equals 7. Really confirming in 719, focusing on wisdom and learning and growing and healing. That's a very clear message there. And then number 3, of course, confirms that healing. There's something from the past that you need to focus on, not to dwell on, but to try to understand what happened. That, what choices did you make that got you to where you were? And don't be hard on yourself. You're trying to simplify it down to there's a problem, you're trying to figure out what that problem is so you can fix it. For me personally, when you look at it that way, it makes it seem a lot more simpler. Okay, I'm going to move on now to the Prism of Visions Tarot. I'm going to use these to get some general guidance from the universe and your spirit guides for this situation. I really feel like they're trying to get more into contact with you, to bring more light into your life, to help light up that darkness. So let's see what they have to say. I'm only just going to pull 2 of these cards. Interesting, yeah, 3 cards. There's a lot of focus here on healing, whoever needs that extra confirmation. I have the 7 of Cups in reverse. That's a planet right there. I believe that's Venus. That's Scorpio zodiac sign. And that triangle, I don't know what that symbol is. If you're watching this video, you know who you are. Feel free to let me know what that element is there, or to let other people know what that element is. Even in reverse, because now it's an upright triangle. I'm also noticing there is a snake in this card. That makes a lot of sense that I focused. Oh, it says the number 7 on it. Okay. And now I have the Hanged Man with your 3rd eye. That's the planet right there if you'd like to look it up. And feel free to share what that symbol is if you know it. Okay, so very interesting synchronicities here, because I've been feeling a lot of snake energy in my own life. I feel like that is a symbol that something in your life is tempting you, maybe seduce you to be more self-destructive and to not care as much as you should about your worth and what you deserve. And this could even just be yourself too, you know. The most important relationship we have in this life is the relationship we have with ourselves, because it defines the relationship that we have with other people and the world around us. It's so important to believe in yourself and trust yourself. This High Priestess energy is coming through strong for somebody. If you're really, really resonating with this reading, you're probably in the right place. 7 of Cups here also has the number 7 on it, like I said. So again, wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. If you see the number 7, maybe someone needs to hear this. The universe and your spirit guides are trying to communicate with you about wisdom and learning and healing and reflecting and spiritual growth, following your intuition, trusting yourself, believing in yourself. Everything I've been saying. This could just be one big confirmation for somebody too. Maybe there's something significant here about when you come across new readers or you get readings from different psychics. It feels significant for some reason. I feel like you're being called to teach yourself something, to find your own way with something, to light your own path. And this always makes me think of the Hermit card, which does have the number 9 on it. The Hermit card is about reflecting and leading the light for yourself, because the guy with the lantern, you know, he's lighting his own path with the lantern, with his own light. And I feel like that's what you're really being called to do. In this card, you'll see there's a lot of storms going on in the background. Storms for me, I am from the Midwest in the United States, so you know, sometimes we get tornadoes here, and that has helped me develop symbolism around storms. Maybe there's a storm coming for someone. There's something here that gives you anxiety, there's uncertainty, there's fear, but you're being called to be the calm within the storm, to really connect with yourself, to slow down. Especially if you're feeling a lot of anxiety, it's probably because you're thinking your mind is moving faster than reality. And so maybe it's time to learn some new ways to manage or cope with anxiety. And I say that as someone who has struggled really bad with that. So I encourage you to seek help and support with that. And I always tell people, oh my gosh, I always tell people to use this website called 7 Cups. 7 Cups. 7 of Cups. Someone here might feel really called to connect with somebody. And there is this website, and there's other websites out there too, if you can find them, where you can go and you can talk to a listener, and they're trained, and you can even get a verified one to be sure that they, you know, they've been verified by the website. This is not sponsored, I swear. I just have used it, I still use it, and I love it, and I think it's a great way to find another sense of community if that's what somebody needs. I know I did. You know, maybe someone here, there might be something significant here about going through a dark night of the soul. This is the beginning of a spiritual journey for somebody, or something like that. But you're opening the door to something mysterious, which is why you're probably drawn to my channel. But your intuition is where that mystery is intrigued. It's the unknown. What unknown intrigues you? I said that in a reading that I watched recently that I made a long time ago. And you probably know who you are. I wouldn't be surprised if you're watching this reading right now. But the 7 of Cups, it is about choices and temptation. On the card, you can see that there's a lot of different cups. And these cups represent choices of where you'll invest yourself emotionally, spiritually. And a snake is not going to be the answer. Temptations, fast solutions, easy answers when they don't exist, you know. I think this is a great opportunity for someone to focus on learning how to be more patient with themselves, so you can learn how to be more patient with others and the world around you. Your anger, it's valid. That just means you care. But if you really care, be mindful of how you express that passion. Use that fire to make a difference. To use your experience to help make the world a better place. You know best, based on your pain, where the world is lacking. So you can help fill that gap. You can help. I don't even know how to describe how I feel right now. I'm just thinking of an analogy that comes through a lot about humans being represented as puzzle pieces, and all of us together represent, you know, putting the puzzle together of understanding human existence. We all need to be on the same page to reach our full potential. So we all need to be on the same page about being committed to reaching our own full potential. You have a fullest potential. And that fullest potential is not going to exist in a fearful, restricted place. Be patient with the human side of yourself, your emotions. You can't control how you feel, but you can control how you deal with those feelings, how you respond, how you communicate. That number 3 energy is coming through again. I think there's a lot of healing here around using your voice. It's not that your voice doesn't matter, or maybe that people aren't listening. It's that we're all complicated. Life's not complicated, people are. And I think to uncomplicate things together, we first need to uncomplicate things ourselves within ourselves. So never act like your part doesn't matter, even if, you know, no matter how big or small it feels. Because at the end of the day, you need all puzzle pieces to see the full puzzle or the full picture. All details, all people. Yeah. I keep feeling something significant here about some sort of mosaic or a tapestry. Someone here might feel called to art in some way, or something creative. You want to make something. This Hanged Man here with the 3rd eye feels like it's connected to the High Priestess here, because the 3rd eye is about your intuition. listen to your inner voice and where it's trying to guide you, where it's trying to lead you. I just got a vision of the answer the call card, because I took a picture of this spread that I wanted to do before recording so I didn't forget. Let me see if I can show you here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but answer the call card right there. Someone here is feeling called somewhere. You're feeling a calling, and you really, really need to trust that calling or that feeling or those thoughts or those beliefs. But make sure you're trusting the right thoughts and beliefs, because you don't want to lie to yourself. The Hanged Man, I feel like there's definitely a significant sacrifice here. And it's something or someone that gave you a sense of stability. But you're being called, it feels like, to find that stability again. But you need to find that stability within yourself, that independence within yourself, being emotionally, spiritually independent. Making your own choices that you believe in, that you trust, and that align with your integrity and your morals and your values and all of those types of things. The Hanged Man here has the number 12 on it. 1 plus 2 is, you guessed it, the number 3. Maybe there could be something here from childhood that's significant that you need to reflect on and allow yourself to grieve and process and learn from, so you can see your full potential and your purpose and why you're here. Why your light is where it is right now. Given the imagery on the Hanged Man as well, we see someone who looks like they're laying in water, and then these piranhas are kind of just circling underneath them. That gives me a feeling of like taking risks. Make sure you're taking the right risks. That's why your decisions are coming up. It's a time to make better decisions for yourself, so you can make better decisions for other people, for the world, and for your future. Karma, listen, I don't know if I'm a huge believer in luck. I don't know how much control the universe actually has. But I do believe that we create a lot of our own potential and our own luck. That's why it's called tapping into your potential. Nobody can tap into that potential but you. Maybe there's like a specific ancestor coming through for somebody that wants to connect with someone watching this. Because I feel them trying to come through, but I'm not being, I was gonna say I'm not being given names, but this in reverse, when I looked at it, I instantly thought of the name Stefan or Steven or something like that. That doesn't have to resonate for everybody because it's very, very specific. But yeah, this is, the guidance is make the right risks, take the right risks, make the right decisions. It's pretty clear. I'm going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out a card from the, oh, that's upside down, the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards to see what your ancestors specifically. There could be an ancestor for somebody who, you might know who it is when you see the card or you get the messages. This feeling is interesting. It says, remember who you are, culture, resilience, and beliefs. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be probably different types of people in different places of the world watching this video, so culturally it's definitely going to be different. But I think there's something here about aligning with your culture, but not, I don't know if that necessarily means like molding to what's going on around you. I feel like someone here does want to find their community. Maybe that's why you want to create something. This resilience really, I feel like, is a reminder of remembering that your resilience, all of our resilience, comes from, like, as humanity, is faith and hope and curiosity, something that we had when we were kids that honestly never went away. We just thought they did because money and status were more important. Beliefs, yeah. Didn't I say something about your beliefs that could be confirming for somebody? There could be a bear spirit animal trying to connect with them and maybe potentially comfort them, or somebody who gives, like, to put it bluntly, like mama bear type vibes. I do feel that you're not, like, there's a lot of things you're being called to transform. The way that you think, the way that you look at yourself, how you feel, how you express yourself, and what you believe. There's a specific focus here on religion and spirituality. If you feel curious about those things, I think you should trust it, because I don't know, I've just had too many weird experiences to feel otherwise. That's all I can put it as. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, honestly, just keep moving forward, because you will definitely find out. And your ancestors want you to remember who you are, your light and your passion, and the kind of world that you want to see, and the kind of person that you want to be. I feel like there is something that made you forget who you are, something painful, maybe something traumatic, but you can overcome that and you can rediscover yourself. All it does is take some reflection. Thinking of the Hermit card again, the number 9 is confirming a sense of purpose here. You do have a purpose, and you can figure it out, and the way you're going to do that is to heal.